Hello and welcome to Swing and a Crit Miss, a podcast where my friends and I play Tales of the Valiant by Kobold Press. We're not professionals, we're not amazing gamers, we're just having a good time, and we hope you will too. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and welcome to Swing and a Crit Miss. Here we go, we are recording. Yes? Okay, good. Alrighty, well, here we are. At the very top of this message, at the very top of this episode, we would just like to kind of put out there into the world that we've had some people pass away recently. Some due to illness, some due to suicide. And so right at the top of the episode, we wanted to make sure that people knew that there are people out there to help, and to make sure you're taking care of yourselves, both physically and mentally. It's rough out there, and we gotta help each other out and make sure we're all taken care of. So, we just wanted to start the episode with that and make sure we are all being nice and being kind to each other. So, just wanted to start that off the top, and we'll plug some resources at the bottom of this episode if people need it. If people need access to resources, we're going to provide those down at the bottom of this episode. So, thank y'all. So, where we last left our adventurers, you guys had just finished a wild time of adventuring and going through underground and certain things all over the place. You had found the shipment, brought it in, and were deciding what to do with it when a couple of choices of excuse me, names. Auran went to Malachi in order to sort of get payment and let him know where the shipment was. Auran also leaked the name of Fizz and kind of that connection that he had a little bit more, and sort of said, hey, Fizz is over in this place. If you want him, take him. This led to Malachi unleashing one of his golems to retrieve his shipment. Fizz ended up discovering Auran's connection during this time with Malachi, and ended up going to the Bulwark and announcing that there was this shipment underneath the ground, and ran back, also alerted the underground to the fact that the Bulwark and Malachi were both going to show up in the sewers in quick succession. And the shipment was grabbed by Malachi. The underground had fled from the scene, Chartok included, Fizz included, and Primrose and Auran had found their way back to the Bulwark as well, eventually. Fizz ended up trying to see and scope out Malachi and see what he was up to, see if he got the shipment. Nearly ended up captured, but seemed to escape and is now in protective custody of the Bulwark. Auran and Primrose, and we have so many people now, Odavius and Brenin, all gathered together and kind of worked and talked about what should be kind of done next. And we ended up ending towards the end of the evening-ish, where you guys had all gathered together and were trying to figure out what the hell do we do now with all of the information that you have received about Malachi's possible corruption, the strange magics that seem to kill the bodyguards of the shipment, and the thoughts of Lucius being one of many different body doubles, and having to track down the real one even amidst the sea of body doubles that you know about now. So, with that said, we find ourselves in the evening, possibly in the Bulwark tent area, with the 4 regular adventurers gathered round. Fizz has retired into the protective custody of the Bulwark. Chartok is nowhere to be found. What are you guys doing?
Do I have the gun that he gave me?
You have not retrieved it yet. It saw use
Okay.
when Fizz was trying to scope out Malachi's stuff, but you have not been able
Okay.
to
Because I
retrieve
don't have
it.
it in my inventory, so I was making
Nope.
sure.
No, he has not given it to you yet. He said he would have it ready as soon as he got like the shipment back, and was working on it when you gave him like the 5 pounds of stuff that you gave him ahead of time.
So, like, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, he just said he would have it ready the next time you visited him.
Okay. Well. Now what, gentlemen?
That's a question I was asking Zach too. I was like, what are you guys going to do after this? You guys are kind of at a big crossroads everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will recount everything that's happened to us while they've been in the underground. Just some regular guard duty and a few therapy sessions to get over my survivor's guilt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Odavius will kind of get a bit of a frightened, sort of frightened look in his eye, and he thinks, or he speaks up and he goes, I think it's time that I visit family after what happened.
Where are they again?
Ugh. Ask me a question I don't know off the top of my head. Hold on, let me pull up my stuff. I don't even know if I wrote it down. Did we decide on where I was from?
I don't want to pull up my stuff because I have to look too. I believe it was a town called Greenboroughs, I want to say. If I remember right. Or River Run.
Alright, let me pull up my stuff.
We're all pulling up backstories.
Which character? This one, I think.
I don't have nowhere.
Goodness, it has been a bit.
Come on, load. My internet's being slow today.
Yeah,
You can do it. There it is.
Wherever it was, yeah. Greenboro or River Run, one of those two. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's around that area.
Around where we are?
It is a little bit further south of where you are, but it's about like a day or two of journeying. Yeah. If you were going that way.
I think it was.
Would you like to be accompanied?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm going to step away from the group for a moment and do a sending message.
Okay.
Hold on, let me double check my words. I get 25, right?
Yep.
For sending. So this is exactly 25. Hey sis, wanted to check in. I had a scary moment a few weeks ago and got severely injured. I think it's time to visit.
I'll say you do not get a message back.
What time is it?
It's about like 8 or 9-ish.
I don't like that. I'll stick my head back in. Brenin, come here.
Yeah.
Hey, I just sent a message to my sister and I didn't get one back. And normally she sends me one back.
Let's be off then.
What do we do with Point of Fizz?
The Bulwark has him handled. He's being put into custody for now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go.
Do we want to leave tonight or leave in the morning? It's a couple days journey, so.
Suppose that's up to you.
If you think something's off, we should head out tonight.
Yeah, let's head out. Get as far as we can, and then bed down, and then continue in the morning. Do we want to get horses? Do we want to?
A couple days journey. Depends. How much gold does everybody have now?
Let me try. I'm going to run across town. I'd like to go to Malachi.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily have to talk to him, but maybe I'll try talking to his front guard. I don't know if he can, talk through it, because I come here a lot, so I don't want to annoy him with my presence.
Okay. What are you going to do?
I'd like to ask Malachi. I'm in need of getting to this town that we decided that it was. Quickly. I was wondering if we could borrow once again your magnificent steed creation. Just 3 of them would be wonderful. It could even just be for one way and they could come back. Another great way to test them out. I don't need one. I have a shadow horse.
Oh, okay.
You hear, speaking to the golem and kind of trying to explain the situation, you hear a voice respond, "Your presence is requested."
Okay. Right now?
It just repeats that message again. "Your presence is requested."
Quite chatty tonight. I'll go in.
Okay. You go in, past the brass gates, past the factories that in the way, and Malachi's hut sitting in the distance. And you see Malachi sitting, breathing just a little bit, kind of thinking, very furiously thinking. Not furiously, but fervently thinking to himself, almost lost in thought. As you walk up, and he almost takes a second to even register that you're there. Ah. There you are.
Apologies to disturb you at this hour.
No, it's quite all right. I wanted to make sure I gave you this, and kind of pulls out small little knoll gun that he showed you the designs of. Woodstock barrel, a glowing blue kind of shaft on top of it with a trigger to pull. And once again, this is, you can cast either counterspell as a reaction or dispel magic as an action. And it has 6 charges, so you can do it 6 times a day, and then once the day finishes and it's the next day, all those charges come back.
How many charges does it have?
6. So it's basically
That's
like a
6.
revolver of stuff with 6 shots.
It's a revolver?
Essentially, yeah.
Do you have a name for it? Or?
The Knoll gun. Null gun.
I am honored. Thank you very much.
Now, as you reach towards it, he kind of pulls it back for a second. However, it seems like your friend managed to get beyond my defenses. I
Which
don't
one?
know how the situation has been handled, but I trust I will not be dealing with him more often in the future, will I?
I don't believe so.
That is good to hear.
He should make himself scarce, especially if he seems like you had some kind of altercation. he would be wise to disappear.
He would indeed. Now, that should be all, but I can fulfill your request of steeds. However, they will not be ready until the morning, unfortunately. They've been seeing some use here and there in other tests and other patronages of mine, sending messages and things like that.
When do you think they'll be ready for?
Oh,
The
I wouldn't
consumer.
imagine too far past sunrise.
No, like, when do you think they'll be available for the masses?
For the masses. Oof.
Instead of just these prototypes.
Well, these prototypes will be available for the masses, possibly within the next year, once all the kinks are worked out. We had one fellow who ended up falling off and the horse just kept going. And then he got lost in the middle of Talstadt for a little bit. But things can be fixed.
Well, I appreciate it very much.
Of course. In the meantime, take this, and let it be known that I do not pay my debts and payments for delivery of things. And you see him take out a, chest and set it on the table. 20,000 gold pieces for the delivery of
Wow.
the arcane dust.
All accounted for.
Of course, every single pinch of it.
Yes, I'm hopefully you'll put it to good use, my friend.
Of course. I do have some grievances to put towards the original deliverers, but it seems I found good hands to take care of it.
Well, I'll be on my way then, but I look forward to our next meeting, my good friend. I hope to find more about Lucius and solve that problem, but it is going to be quite an undertaking from the information I've found out.
Of course, I imagine it is a complicated situation, no matter what you do. If you need any assistance in that matter, of course, I'm always happy to help. Now, go with your riches and your items, and have a lovely evening.
I'll do a bow to him and take the things.
You just, walk around with a chest full of gold for a little bit. You guys watch as... I'm assuming you head back to the Bulwark for this.
Yeah.
Watch as Auran comes back with literally a chest of gold pieces in his hands.
Well, boys, we got paid the big time, and I'll flip it open.
And you see it is filled to the brim with gold.
I'm going to make sure it's just us four, by the way. I want to make sure there's no
You can...
dirty, sneaky little Fizz.
Oh, yeah. Fizz has already gone into protected custody. He is away. But it is... And even, you four garner enough authority at the Bulwark, even Primrose and Auran as non-members, to, everyone knows you kind of handle some big shit and not to bother you with weird small things if needed.
Like autographs and shit.
That was just the one guy. He was good. He didn't understand.
20,000. How are we splitting it evenly?
That's a
Well,
lot.
one of us could. I guess we could use the funds for a container of some sort, something to hold all of this magically, along with any other items we might find.
Are you
Potentially a
looking
bag of
of
some
some
sort.
A bag would be
kind?
good. And we need to hold things.
A
Yes.
bag of some sort of holding, you might say?
A satchel of containment, you say.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Yes, perhaps we, maybe we buy that with the lump sum and then split the rest.
Sounds fair to me.
Is there a shop that'd be open yet?
Not at this moment, no.
Damn.
Again, you're kind of getting into the later evening at this point in time, so everything's
I did.
closed up.
I did, however, arrange for Malachai's mechanical horses. So we don't have to pay for some. Tomorrow morning they'll be ready.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Very
Perhaps
good.
we could bed here tonight.
Okay. Yeah. We'll go to sleep.
With let's definitely do some watches with a chest of 20,000 gold sitting next to us.
We're in the Bulwark.
I know, but I don't trust it.
It is 20,000 gold, so...
See that look in his eye? I
suppose.
can see that look in Zachary's eye. I'll do first watch.
All right.
Okay.
Are you staying in the, in the barracks area? That's been fixed up enough to be livable again. Or are you kind of remaining in the outside tents?
Wherever.
In the barracks.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Barracks would be more secure.
Sure. You guys end up falling asleep in the barracks a little bit here. As you all sort of drift off into slumber, Auran, I'm sure, just like hugging his chest of gold.
I would like to do watches, but
Yeah, we'll do them here.
okay.
So
sorry.
roll a perception check, Auran.
I just wanted it said. 19.
19. Auran, as you're sitting there kind of watching, you guys are kind of in a like little area with like bunk beds and stuff. Are you just kind of like watching the door and the windows and stuff and just making sure everything's shipshape pretty much? Okay.
Yeah. Keep an eye on the chest.
Staring intently at the gold. Precious.
My precious.
You see from the window 2 sets of eyes looking in. Slight glow. And then they pull away.
What color?
A slight sort of like greenish reflection with a little, like, sort of like you're seeing a bunch of animals' eyes at night. Like a cat's eyes at night when you shine a light. That sort of like greenish yellow like reflection.
I will act like I didn't see it, but keep an eye on things more intently now.
Okay. After you kind of pick up that and kind of like keep your eyes on the windows, you don't see anything else for the remainder of your watch. Everything seems fairly calm. You're hearing outside, the footsteps and rotation of guards and people still like working on lumber materials and fixing up houses and stuff throughout the night in their shifts. But other than that, one little strange appearance. Nothing else really strange happens beyond the night. Who's going to take the next watch?
I will.
I'll make sure to recount that to Brenin before I go to sleep.
But, Auran, I wanted to talk to you. So you're okay with everything that's gone down in the last 24 hours?
Remind me of what exactly?
This thief character, Fizz, I believe his name was. Awful name.
Awful.
Announcing that Malachi might be in the wrong of his dealings. And Malachi going in, from what you've told us, before even the Bulwark arrived, to either you or Primrose, it said. I don't quite remember from last session. But you're okay with everything?
As far as I see it, there is unfounded claims from this thief from the underground. Malachi ordered materials and just wanted them. There's no evidence to show he's using those resources in a bad way. He simply went and retrieved his shipment.
Right. A thief or a criminal can never be trusted.
Well, not never. It's just unfounded. Other than his stories.
Okay.
Worth remembering, but I don't know if I can change my position based off of that alone.
Malachi has surely made it difficult for us to change our position. looking at the chest.
You're right. I mean, he's given us jobs. He's taken care of us financially, and with his machines, with the horses, a few times already. Do you see another reason why we should doubt him?
No. He's been partnered with Bulwark for a very long time. He's provided us with plenty of resources, and we've both of our groups have profited. So, and this is to my knowledge, DM, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the only instance of that we've heard that I've heard of for Malachi in this claim. I guess the second, some of the couple months ago, there was a shopkeep who didn't really trust Malachi, but that was another unfounded claim.
Mm-hmm.
So
Certainly something we'll keep in mind, I suppose. I am not against following logic.
and if that does lead down the road to having to deal with Malachi one way or another, I'm just curious on what side you would be on.
My past is a long one, with a lot of wrongdoings, being very closely knit with the underground. I stole a lot of things, killed a lot of people, and I found myself never being fulfilled. But that did change when I met you three. As much as I am infatuated with the intelligence and sheer impressiveness of Malachi, I will defend you three with my dying breath.
Agreed.
I'll reach out for one of the wrist hugs.
You get a solid handshake, not at the wrist. You haven't earned that yet.
I'll
kidding.
look at him when he does that. Oh. Okay.
Get some sleep.
Are you reciprocating my wrist?
Yes.
Nice.
Some good wrist action.
Affinity with Brenin increased.
I'm going to bed.
Alrighty. Brenin, go ahead, roll a perception check for me.
Do you know how long it's been since I've had to look up Brennan's character? It feels like ages. 17.
17. We're going to skip over for a little bit, Brenin, as we go to the two people sleeping in the room, or two of the people sleeping in the room. Odavius and Auran. You guys find yourself waking up in a field of grass. Yet not...
Like we can see each other?
You can see each other. But not a normal grass. This grass, you look at it, and it has blue and purple hues across it. And then you look up at the sky, and the sky is made up of oranges and crimsons. There's no sun. There's no moon. It is simply all of you. And this endless field of grass. You both look at each other, and then you look out in the distance. And there is a figure standing. And you see the figure reach out its hand, almost like it's reaching towards the both of you, and beckons you to come forward.
Okay. Walk forward.
Auran, would you walk forward?
Sure.
You begin walking forward. And as you continue to walk, the figure seems to not get any closer. almost like you're constantly walking and the world is lengthening. And no matter how hard you move or how quickly you move, this figure is forever at a long distance away from you. As you keep walking towards him, you feel the ground beneath your feet begin to give way. Like quicksand, the mud begins to slowly climb up your legs as you continue to walk. Till the point where you both are stuck, waist deep in mud in this grass. And you blink and the figure is right in front of you at this point. This figure is shaded and blurry. There seems to be many faces and many forms to it. Kind of blinks in and out of existence here and there, never really staying corporeal for any moment of time. It looks down at you, at the both of you. And you feel like you're being studied for a moment. And you hear a voice call in your sleep. And now both have felt the touch of death. Yet they are not ready for the responsibilities. And you see the figure look down at both of you one more time. And it walks away. Brenin, we'll come back to you with your perception roll. You feel a very cold chill come through. And it is getting closer to sort of, or at least it is in those kind of winter months where cold begins to take over. But this one in a building is like a gust of cold air blowing through. And you look over and Auran and Brenin are both not breathing.
Odavius.
Sorry, Odavius. Are both not breathing. And you sit and watch them for a minute.
Divine sense.
Divine sense. You're used to the sort of necrotic undead energies coming off of Auran. But now there's a sense of undeath coming off of Odavius as well. And neither one appear to be breathing. Auran never really breathed. He's still a corpse. He never had a need to. But now even Odavius is not breathing.
I'm going to try to shake them both.
Okay.
I will be quiet trying for Primrose.
Okay. Odavius and Auran, you're both shaken awake by Brenin. Following your dream.
Or can I see Odavius breathing?
Nope. He's awake, but there's no rise and fall of his chest anymore. Odavius, you now have a feat known as Death Touched.
Whoa!
You are no longer needing to breathe air. And Auran, you also gain these benefits if you didn't previously have them. You no longer need to breathe air. You no longer need to eat. And you no longer need to drink.
What is happening to me?
And this is different from the night, like when he went to bed.
Oh, yes.
What happened?
I don't know. But I'm suddenly not hungry.
Do
I'm
I
not breathing.
do I sense any kind of familiarity with Odavius?
You're both exuding death.
Auran,
It's very vague, but
Roll I'll say roll either an Arcana or Religion check.
13.
Which one is it?
13 for Arcana.
Arcana. You don't necessarily know what it is, but you do know that there always has been a similarity in abilities between you and Odavius, his domain over the grave and sort of that barrier of life and death, and you kind of holding these death-touched powers in various ways. And now that connection between the two of you seems to have strengthened a little bit. Something about both of your abilities are now powered by the same vehicle, or powered by the same essence, more so than before.
Does this mean I can come out of my body too? And I'm gonna try it.
You're like, unfortunately, no.
Oh.
Brim, wake up.
Good morning. It's
Prem breathing.
Weird
I'm
question,
breathing.
but yes.
Yes.
Do I look like paler now or something?
A little
Like-
bit, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You're like me now.
That's.
I feel weird.
I would expect so, to go from breathing to not and be still being alive in the sense of the word.
Do I feel a pulse? Can I? On Odavius?
On Odavius, nope, no pulse.
Yeah, that happened. And then I will recount the dream.
I'm going to quickly look over at the window. Is anything watching us?
Nope.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. Recounts the entire dream. Fields of blue grass, or skies of oranges and crimson, a strange shifting figure covered in what appear to be sort of rags or some sort of simple clothing that shifted in and out of existence. Told them that they were both touched by death now, but they were not ready to bear the responsibilities.
It was the same voice, I assume, when we heard incarnate and the other word.
Yep, exact same voice. Except, I'll say, a little less ragged, a little bit more confident, and stronger.
Drunk?
Not strong in the meaning
he had
of
a Red Bull?
forceful, but stronger in the meaning of healthier, I would say.
I don't like that figure appeared stronger in your dream about, what, a week after that being was broken out?
Which one was
The
that?
one that was kept here, the attack.
Moon Demon?
Oh, yes. From the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, keep in mind, we were seeing this entity before the Moon Demon.
You had never seen
But
the entity
no.
before. You had seen...
Well, we had that shared dream at the
Yeah.
cave.
That was
At the
after
doorway. Yep.
the encounter.
After what encounter? Trying to get
Oh,
events in order.
That was when we were in the mountains.
Yep.
And we were at the door.
Yes, and the door, you had a dream of lots of dead bodies trying to reach up to you both from a pit.
but what he's saying is we had already encountered the Moon Demon.
Yeah, but it's stronger after the Moon Demon was released. Your vision, the being, was stronger soon after this Moon Demon has been released.
The voice is not the same as the Moon Demon's, though.
I
right?
don't think
No,
it's the
it is
same,
not.
but maybe it's collecting
No, I was
followers.
asking the DM if I would
Oh.
recognize
Nope, it is not.
Okay.
I don't know if they're one and the same, but I think they must be related.
I don't know. I just don't know if I can go back to sleep. Is it like sunrise? Are we close to
It's
sunrise?
kind of getting there. This is towards the end of his watch, so you guys kind of got your mostly full rest. It's kind of restless, so not enough for exhaustion, but it is like dawn. Sun's just starting to peek up at sunrise.
Okay. How soon would shops be open?
And after the sun fully rises, probably a little bit here and there.
Okay. Let's go get our device of storage, and then we'll get our horses and go.
Why you and me?
I was wondering about that with Auran, but Odavius...
You both have
I know you had
died.
a near-death experience.
Yes, but that was before. The first encounter was before Odavius had that.
Right. So Odavius, how did you already have this connection before?
I guess his
I
abilities.
my magical abilities are linked to. Well, do I know that?
Yeah.
Like my domain?
Your
Yeah.
abilities tend to deal with the like passage of life and death and the sort of like realm of that moment of passing.
Yeah, so I would relay that. So, I mean, I already have that connection to death with my abilities.
But did
And
you...
now that I've died and come back, that connection is stronger now, maybe? I don't know.
Did you decide to be closer to death, or was it something that was decided for you?
It's a good question. I think I chose it, right? I choose that path. I think when the cataclysm happened or the big explosions, like that was already a near-death experience for me. And walking that line kind of drew me towards it, I'd say.
Where were you during the cataclysm?
Home.
Brenin,
The place that we're about to go to.
Yeah.
Brenin, I will say you do recall in your time that Odavius was in a coma for a long time, and he was tended to by the Bulwark specifically. And that's how you kind of learned about him and learned his story, is by being part of that. And so you do know that he was a unique case after the apocalypse where a lot of people either died, changed, or lived. Odavius was specifically out for months.
Well, I would have heard about that, but I would not have been around while he was in a coma, correct?
Right. Yeah. You heard about it, but you were not around during that time.
Yeah.
Have I heard on where they found Odavius?
Back in his hometown.
And the Bulwark dragged him back.
Yep, they kind of, after the Bulwark was founded, this is like proto-Bulwark, because it happened, pretty soon after, but they took him back and nursed him back to health, and he woke up.
What was the last thing you remember right before going into a coma? Anything?
No.
Anything? How you grew up? What you did before the cataclysm?
No. It's foggy. I might remember bits and pieces, but I mostly remember everything that happened afterwards and how my parents reacted to my changes.
It'd be good to go see your family. You might be able to get more information about how you lived before.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's go get everything that we need.
Mm-hmm.
Purchase a bag, get the horses, and we'll be off.
Sure. All right. You guys go to a magic store. You find a magic store pretty easily in this metropolis that you're in. Get on.
We've been there before, so I figured we'd find it pretty easily.
Yeah. And you end up finding one that is selling a certain satchel of containment that you may use.
How much?
The satchel is only 1,000 gold.
Oh,
Nice!
Easy. Bam. Out of the 20k.
will Primrose actually spend money?
I mean,
That's up to
technically,
Prim.
it's a group purchase. So
Yeah.
But she has
There-
a lot of money hanging in her pocket now.
I will say,
Are we gonna just leave that the leftover gold in the satchel as a group fund thing, or do we actually want to split it up?
So we can
It would
all
be
kind of keep track of our own purchases, but I feel like having it all in the satchel would be the
Yeah.
best.
I will also say, before you leave with the bag of holding, the magic salesman talks to you and says, "Well, a bag of holding is something. You have one extra dimensional pocket. However, I have this," and he pulls out a big haversack.
Oh,
it
he's
has
trying to
two-
upcharge us.
2 side pockets. These
The
2
fat
side
bag of
pouches
holding.
contain 20 pounds of material, and the large central pouch can hold up to 80 pounds of material, compared to the normal. Gotta find this shit again. Compared to the normal 500 pounds.
Is that right? You said 80 pounds and 20 pounds before.
Shoot, wait, hold on.
Is it 800 pounds and then 200 pounds in each side pocket? Or is it 80 pounds, 20, and then 50 pounds? I'm pretty sure 20,000 gold by itself is more than 50 pounds.
I think that's a typo in the book here. I think.
Because that's only like 180 pounds.
Huh.
Either that or the haversack is meant to be cheaper and smaller.
It's not. It's bigger. It's bigger and holds way less.
What the hell does this haversack even look like? Give me a
It's an
sec.
oxymoron. That's really what it is.
Oh, a haversack's like a little backpack, like a little satchel.
Yeah.
So maybe it is supposed to be smaller and cheaper.
You know what? Never mind. Just deal with the bag of holding. I need to reread that and see if it's actually like beneficial. So, bag of holding.
You're not upcharging us.
No, I am not. I read that wrong. I read the wrong thing. I apologize.
Okay. So we'll.
I mean, before we leave, we do have money to spend for extra protection or extra weaponry.
We do have.
True.
Magic
So let's
salesman's
hold on.
eyes light up.
So there's 19k left divided by 4. So everyone can add like 4750 to your pouch, but we're going to keep it in there. But let's put it in your thing that you have 4,750 additional gold.
What sales can I make for you today, if you're looking for more things?
Okay. Right. Hold on. What do you got?
Oh,
Buddy.
friend. I have so many wondrous things.
We
Now,
did get some potions already, right, Auran?
Yeah, we have.
you have
Jesus
a
Christ!
couple.
I have 6 potions of superior healing.
Oh, yeah.
Also, who I guess Prim, you would have this.
I have so
Fizz
many
probably
potions.
would have handed them to you, or
Okay.
would have handed it to Brenin before going away.
Okay.
10 darts, piercing knuckles, a last gasp poison, a midnight tears poison, essence of ether poison, basic poison, 2 basic potions, a jug of solvents / reagents, and then a potion of heroism, and 200
Okay.
gold.
I'll mark the 200 gold. Can you send that in the chat?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Odavius and Brendan, what healing potions do you have on your person?
As Odavius, I have 4 regular healing potions.
All right, I will give you 1 superior healing potion. That's 8d4 plus 8. And then Brenin, do you have one of those?
Let's see.
Oh goodness, that's okay.
I currently have no potions.
Okay, take 2 superior healing potions.
Prim, it's up to you. Of the 200 gold that Fizz gave you, you can either hand it to Brenin, who would then provide it to the Bulwark, or confiscate it for the Bulwark, or you can keep it for yourself.
I think Prim is going to hold it for when Fizz gets out. She doesn't have any plans on spending it, though.
Yeah.
Well, what are you looking for? If you have cash to burn, happy to take cash all the time. Are you looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Do you have any ring that would
Rings, of
up
course.
the AC?
I have a couple rings here. That help you what?
More shield.
Like armor class?
Yeah.
I do have a cloak that increases your protective
Oh, I
capabilities.
already have a cloak of protection.
But I do not have a ring of protective capabilities. However, I do have a ring of jumping, if you wish to jump higher and do things of that sort of nature. As well as... Well, I don't know if you'd be able to afford this. It is the Ring of the Ram, and you can use it to conjure a ram and push away some enemies of yours that you may run into. But that one is a little bit more expensive than your current split, unless you'd like to share some things back and forth. However, I do have other various things, such as a Javelin of Lightning. I have Gloves of Missile Snaring. I have a Lantern of Seeing, of Revealing, Lantern of Revealing, and an Immovable Rod.
Tell me about the lamp.
Oh, the lamp. Well, the lamp is very nice. We have been having some strange creatures out in the night, and I figured I would try some enchantments to help us with that. Now, when you use this lamp, he kind of pulls it out. It's a hooded lantern, and you kind of see him like just click a little side wheel, and it lights up. And it's a little bit of a sort of bluish light that comes out of it, rather than just a sort of white oil lamp light. Now, this lantern will burn for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil, but in addition to being a great source of light, invisible creatures and objects are revealed when they come within the light's surface, about 60 or so feet beyond the light's
Pretty
reach.
good.
How much?
This one, I'd be sad to pass away for less than 2,000 gold.
Okay. Continue. Anybody else?
What about dealing some damage?
Dealing some damage. Well, like I said before, I have the Javelin of Lightning. It is a weapon. You command its word, and it turns into a bolt of lightning that you can throw at your enemies, and it returns back to your hand.
How much?
This one is $2,000. But I will say, once you use the lightning ability, it returns to your hand and becomes a normal javelin. And it cannot use the lightning property again for a little bit.
Okay.
Do you have any shields that with some added protection?
Shields. You see him like going back in his little inventory, throwing things out of the way. Unfortunately, yes. I have a shield that I have enchanted to be a little bit more protective. That one would be about 1,100 gold.
When you say a little bit,
+1.
DM +1. Okay.
I also
And
have
then how much was the? Continue.
I have a shield that is I've called the Shield of Clamor. If a weapon strike misses you while you're wearing the shield, and it will make a sound alerting others to your presence. It can make a drum beat, it can make a duck's quack, it can make a gopher screech, an elephant trumpet, a foghorn, a bleating goat, or a ringing bell.
So when they miss or when they hit the shield and
Yes.
do no damage,
Yes,
then a sound goes off.
correct.
Do I get to choose when a sound goes off? When an attack hits the shield.
Nope. When the attack hits your shield, the sound goes off.
How much?
This one I would be willing to pass away for 75 gold. Quite frankly, I haven't been able to sell it.
That's right.
Steal.
Can you imagine just a sword hitting it and all you hear is whack?
A bleeding goat.
A bleeding goat. No one ever goes for that one.
I wish they lose. They take 1 morale damage when they do that. They're like, oh.
Oh, man. But
Emotional damage.
I do have the Gloves of Missile Snaring, the Cloak of Protection. It's still available.
Is the only damage the lightning javelin?
Is it?
Yes.
Is the
What kind of a
cloak of
magic shop is
protection
this?
similar to mine?
Well, this is a magic shop in
In
an
town.
area
Yep,
in
the capital.
town, which has very limited magic. We're not supposed to be giving out damaging magical items.
The Bulwark does keep a steady influence on it, unfortunately.
Um,
However, if
that
you would
cloak
like
of
something
protection.
custom made, I'd be able to make it with the Bulwark's permission, as he kind of nods towards
What are you saying, Prim?
Brenin.
Both the cloak of protection and the immovable rod interest me.
Cloak of Protection is, I believe, 2,000 gold. Yes, 2,000 gold for the
Wow.
Cloak of Protection, and the
That
immovable
only give you a
rod
+1.
I mean, plus
Is
one is still a
1,000
plus
gold.
one.
Yeah, that's really high.
The immovable rod's 1,000 gold?
Mhm.
Damn.
How are we going to get it out of here?
Oh, it moves when you want it to. You just he
okay.
brings it out. He clicks a button on the side and lets go, and it just stays there in place and doesn't move.
But I mean, Prim, think of the performances. You will make
I
that
know.
money back in no time flat.
I want
Oh,
that
that'd be
rod
awesome.
so bad. I'm getting the rod, fuck the cloak.
All right, 1,000 gold, please. And he clicks it, hands it to you.
I might come back for the cloak, I don't know.
So
I do want to
I might get it.
do it.
2,000.
All right. Remind me the prices that you said for the lantern and the shield, the extra protected shield.
Lantern is 2,000. The shield +1 is 1,100.
I will take those two items at those prices, and I will take the shield off your hands. The extra shield.
Pretty good. It's a good deal. Wow.
All right, fine. I haven't been able to sell it anyways. Fine, go ahead. Call
Okay.
it a donation to the Bulwark.
That was 3,100.
How about 1,900? I'll buy that cloak. Since we are really bolstering your sales for the day, my good man.
You are indeed. How about 1,000 gold? Or sorry.
Yes,
Well, no.
deal.
Hold on.
Deal.
1,500 gold, I'll say. And you have to test out these items for me. And he kind of shoves like a box full of rings in front of you. I have no idea what they do.
Like, do we have to try them now, or you saying we take them and then come back and tell you what they do?
Take them, come back, and tell me what they do.
Yep,
Deal. Yep.
absolutely.
Fantastic.
How many rings?
Out of
There
character, I'd pay full price for that cloak and still take these fucking rings.
There are 10 rings.
I put one on each finger.
Hold on.
You
Okay,
just
so
immediately explode.
are you just gonna like name them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or?
Yep, so ring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. I'll give Prim 3 and the rest of us 2.
I'm not dealing with that shit.
I take Brenin.
Odavius, do you want any?
You take
Yeah.
mine.
Okay. Well, hold on. There's 3 of us now.
For 10, so 4, 3, 3.
Yeah, you
That-
can take 4, Prim. Me and
Okay.
Odavius will take 3.
That kind of crazy magic bullshit is not what I deal with.
Okay. I'm gonna have ring 1, 2, and 3, and then Odavius, you do 4, 5, 6, and then Prim, you got 7 through. How about that?
Perfect.
Okay. Primrose, I want you to make an Arcana check for me, really quick.
I thought
Nice.
you were just gonna have a roll of D100s and see what happened.
I totally
for the first 3 rings.
I was expecting a Constitution saving throw, if I'm being completely honest.
I will be honest, I do have an idea of what I want these rings to do. So,
Arcana, 15.
15? Okay. You suddenly feel like you're invisible.
Am I invisible?
However, you are smart enough to look down and see that you are indeed not invisible. But you do
Okay.
feel like you're invisible wearing. And this is ring number, I forget the numbers you gave him, but ring number 7, I believe.
Okay.
Primrose has 7 through 10.
Yep, this is ring number 7.
I'm going to say
That
fake
would be
invisibility
4
ring.
rings. If you gave her 4.
7, 8.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9,
7, 8,
10.
9, 10. Yeah, because in 10's included.
Yeah.
So it's 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. As long as we're all saying that she has
Yeah.
4 rings.
Yes. I'm going to call that the ring of fake invisibility. Got it.
I better write this down, make sure I remember the numbers or which
It
ones.
sounds like a ring of stealth to me.
No, it's the ring of you can't see this.
Yeah, really. The John Cena ring.
TV!
You should go give that to a thief, and then he'd be so upset when he like sneaks in
Oh.
someplace.
Oh, we can do some nefarious shit with this.
We're supposed to give him back to him, aren't we?
We're testing them out and then
You
bringing
are
them
testing
back.
them out, and he will kind of determine whether they're worth keeping.
Oh, okay, cool.
I did want, on our way out, I want to commission a new plate, whatever, some higher based heavy armor.
I would also like to commission some armor. If
I was going to wait to go to the
possible.
blacksmith as well. Is that here, or do we go?
Let's do it together.
We'll say you kind of do it all at the same time and kind of work through that. So,
Hell yeah.
When you say we're going somewhere else, Odavius has a very big sigh and he looks worried again.
Odavius, what's wrong?
I just my sister not answering me. It's bugging me again.
Shopping.
alrighty. So, for the plate armor, I gotta make sure I have this. How far are you willing to expand out the plate armor and or whatever you want to make it?
Whatever armor is base AC 17, just one up from what I'm currently wearing.
17. So that would be splint mail. If you wanted to get splint mail, that's 200 gold.
Okay, and then plate armor,
is
how much?
1500.
That's what I thought. Okay, yes, splint.
Splint, okay. All right. Primrose, what kind of armor are you looking at?
I have a bit of a out of the book request where I would like it to have AC +1 compared to like padded leather or whatever, but I'd also like it to be like disguised as I could basically use it as a dancer's uniform as well, and just like it looks nice.
What are you currently wearing for armor?
I believe just leather, whatever 11 plus dex is.
Okay. They can get you a studded leather. That would be 12 plus dex for 45 gold, but you'd have to wait a day for them to modify it for your purposes.
Sure, that's fine. I won't take it right now.
My timeline, same or
They have
longer?
one ready for you.
Okay.
You're not going for like magic armors. You're just going for regular stuff. They got that shit ready.
Okay. Well,
Could it
is
be
Grim not doing the same thing?
how long would it take to get it enchanted? For like a
Enchanted,
+1.
That'll take about like 2-3 days.
That's fine. I'll put in whatever it is. I won't take it right now. But
So if you want it enchanted for +1, you want studded leather with +1 enchantment. That one's going to be 1,545 gold.
I think that's worth it. I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With the modifications.
Yep. Okay, that's going to take about 2-3 days. Get all that done.
Perfect.
Anyone else going to buy some fancy armor or not?
Yeah, I'd like half plate.
Half plate. Half plate is 750.
Deal.
As a reminder, half plate is noisy, so you have disadvantage on stealth rolls when you wear it.
I do.
His actual body or just his Athena body currently?
My
If it's
ghost
not
form-
enchanted, right? We say that your ghost form takes that AC, right?
Yeah, because
From the armor.
like Auran's proficiency is medium armor, not. I don't take on like the zombie. The zombie takes what
Right.
I have, so I technically am wearing the armor.
Yeah. It's a metaphysical weird mumbo jumbo thing. Yeah.
It's hand wave.
Hand wave. Illusion.
Okay, and that's 15 plus Dex, max 2, right?
Yep.
And then studded leather +1 will be 13 plus Dex.
Yes.
Okay. When I get it.
When you get it. However, as you guys are kind of getting this armor and making it all work out, Odavius, you get a message. And it's from Ronald the Shield. And it simply says, "Please come to my office immediately."
Fuck. I'll say that to Brenin, and I'll take off.
Following.
Okay.
Get the horses.
I'll go with.
Yeah.
All right. You guys all go with him, and you pass through to the Bulwark area, getting to the offices that have been somewhat repaired. And as you approach Ronald the Shield's office, you are hearing loud screaming. And Odavius, there's a voice that's familiar to you. And as you're approaching, you're hearing, "You fucking take a goddamn week to tell me that my brother is fucking dead, you son of a..." And you're just hearing your sister cursing out your boss
shit.
as loudly as she can.
I'm gonna burst through the door.
You kick down the door. You see your sister there without Ellie. And she immediately turns around and you see Ronald like... And your sister comes up to you like, "You son of a bitch. You die. I get a fucking letter from this asshole. And you just tell me in a message a week later that something scary happened to you?"
We need to talk. And then I will slowly take her to the barracks.
Fuck. And she like immediately just hugs you rather than just like trying to take her. She just immediately hugs you, and like you all around see like eyes are tear stained, probably have been for quite a bit here in this little thing. And you in the background again you see Ronald just like, "Right, well, I'm glad things are in order. Hopefully this helps assuage some concerns some people had."
Yeah.
Now, if you don't
Sorry,
mind.
boss.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll go.
we'll leave.
Perfect. Thank you. Lovely to meet you, as he says to your sister.
Yeah, we'll take her back to the barracks, and then hopefully with Brennan's help, we will explain the fallout from my death and my survivor's guilt, and that is why I didn't think to message you right away, because I've been dealing with some shit.
I just added in my notes, Ellie, potty mouth.
No, Ellie is her daughter.
No, Ellie is
Oh,
her
sorry.
daughter, and
Who is
that's
it?
my niece.
This is
This
yeah,
is my
this is-
sister.
Why can't I think of her name either?
O'Donna.
Odana, yeah. You see her kind of like listen for a while, still like patient and still kind of like wiping away tears out of her eyes. You can tell she's probably been crying for a solid week since she like got the news and received news about you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been dealing with some shit, and I think thanks to Brenin, I'm not saying I'm out of it, but I'm starting to come back to reality, and that's why it took me so long to
I
message
forget
you.
if we ever had this conversation, but Brennan, do you know Odana? Did we establish if you
No,
knew each
I've
other?
never talked with her
I've
before.
told him about her, but he's never met her.
That's fair.
No.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we established that or not.
And I've told her about Brenin too.
Oh yeah. She kind of takes a second and like, I get it, I understand, but you know,
I'm sorry.
I'm just glad that you're okay. At least glad you're okay. She's back at home. She's with mom and dad. I figured it would be better not to take her to the middle of a city that just got attacked. So, appears there's some crazy things happening here lately.
Yeah, I was worried because when I sent you that message, you didn't respond like you normally do.
I was really angry with you, and I wanted you to feel bad. To be perfectly honest. And I'm sorry, and that's my fault. But, again, I think we both were dealing with a lot of emotions.
Did you tell mom and dad then?
I let them know.
What was their reaction?
Surprisingly, they were concerned and were a little worried about you. Compared to their usual nonchalantness and kind of ignoring the fact that you exist. I think they might want to see you at some point and make sure that you're okay.
Yeah, I told my friends, and then I'll like give the full introductions of Auran and Primrose Athena and Primrose, and I'd say, yeah, I think we need to go home, and I need to visit. It's been too long.
Yeah, they've surprisingly gotten used to everything around them changing, if you'll believe that. They're still running the farm back there, and things are going well for them.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, they've gotten a lot of new help, and I think that's kind of helped them understand the world a little bit more after all this time.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
And then I'll look to the guys and say, "Hey, are we still good to go?"
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get a cart along with the horses to make it
Well, I think
easier to travel.
I'm pretty small, so she probably could fit on the horse with me.
Yeah. Unless you have like bigger things you want to take with you, but I kind of hitched my way across this way and got rides where I could, so be happy to ride in style with everyone.
We got horses, so you can just ride on horse with me.
Bulwark pays well, I guess.
Your brother has been a quintessential person within our ranks.
I expect nothing less. He's always been a helper.
I use that word right? Quintessential.
But Athena, Primrose, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for dealing with him. I'm sure he's been his usual self around you, and that's usually kind of hard for new people to deal with.
A Valiant knight.
Oh, well.
Dives into action.
I mean, I'd call him more of a shithead if I was being honest, but I grew up with him, so I think I get that.
There's been times I've wanted to call him that, but...
Oh, you know him well then. But, again, I'm really glad you're okay. But,
yes.
Are we leaving now, or are we?
Yeah.
All right.
I think we have horses ready to go. So.
Perfect.
If you'd want, you can also tour the city if you wanted to. not sure how much time you have away from your kid.
I've been here with Ellie before, here and there. Sometimes Odavius has gone away and I've kind of missed him, but I've been up in this area while he was recovering and stuff. When he fell asleep and didn't wake up for a little bit, so I don't think this place has changed.
Yeah. I took a nap. We get it. Let's go.
It was a nap. Okay, it was like a couple months. A lot of sleep.
I was tired. Okay.
All right, fair. We all were. But
Okay.
sooner I think we get home, the better.
Let's head out.
Perfect. You guys go over to
I
Malachi.
just sing a message, Zach.
Ooh. Message. Messages.
Secrets.
Secrets.
I swear to God, if you're gonna,
I pickpocket Odavius' sister. How much gold do I get?
0.
it's off limits.
You guys watch and you kind of go off places, and you kind of see Auran kind of veer off from the main group for a little bit as you guys go to the front gates where there are 3 horses waiting for you.
3?
Where did Auran go?
I think he might be going to get another horse.
Why?
Might be his abilities might not be the best to bring about with your sister around.
Oh,
I'll make
that is
sure
my-
he is
maybe.
safe.
All right.
Yeah, Primrose, go check on him, and we'll make sure we're all accommodated here.
I'll do my best. I'll take off after Auran.
All right. Kind of go. The rest of you kind of get your horses ready. Primrose, as you kind of like go off and try and find Auran, you see him walking out of one of Malachi's wonders shop. And you see him kind of carrying a little tiny machine butterfly.
Mm.
Howdy, Auran.
Prim?
Just wanted to make sure you're okay.
Very okay.
Didn't know why you veered off, and so figured 2's better than 1.
Yes, of course. Shall we?
We shall.
All right. You guys make your way to the southern gate of Verligheit. Robotic horses ready to go. Are you guys just kind of starting your way flying down?
Yeah, once we get out of the city, I will summon my shadow horse, Al Capone.
I will warn my sister about this
Okay.
so that it doesn't surprise her.
Oh, yeah. How much do you tell her?
I'm like,
I would like to pull you aside just for a second, away from Odana. As much as we can, let's not freak out your family with what has been happening between you and Auran. They don't need to know about Auran, and you'll need to act as your normal self for a little bit.
You don't think I already know this? I'm not gonna tell her any of that. She doesn't need to worry.
Right. Okay.
Then I will just tell my sister that he has abilities, and don't be surprised when he uses them.
I've seen weirder shit in my time. Here we go.
Have you?
Horse
Look
of
at that! And there comes the horse.
And the shadow horse woof, appears out.
I very much think of Shadowmare from Skyrim.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Rising from the lake of ooze. As you guys ride, normally this would be about 2 days' journey of walking, but since you're on mounted steeds, this is going to be just a day. So you guys go, you're leaving about 10 o'clock in the morning at this point, and you're riding along, and you're traveling along the main road, fairly well defended. There are no big issues that arise. You end up getting to I can't remember the name of the town to save my life. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to look it up because my brain is just not pulling it
Anfang?
out. It is
No,
not
it's not
Anfang.
Anfang.
It is something else. But my brain won't let me remember.
I might have put it in that like original like the website thing that you made up for us, but I can't remember.
I can't either. I know I wrote it down somewhere.
I don't think it's Arford or Care.
No, those are the
Or
big cities.
Anfang.
This is a small.
Yeah.
Jesus,
It's like
what
a
is-
small suburb of the southern town, maybe? Or something like that. I know it was down south because I was affected. It was an area that was more affected by the
Mhm.
cataclysm.
Where the fuck are you? Why the hell are you not? Go into the thing. I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. It's fine.
We
I'm
should call
just
it
gonna say
Odaviusville. It's fine.
it's called Greenboro.
Greenboro. I like it. Except I'm blue.
That's fair.
If anybody finds any inconsistencies, leave a comment.
Like, comment, subscribe, please.
Like, comment, subscribe to fix our inconsistencies. So, you guys make it to Greenboro. Sorry, one sec. There we go. So, you make it to Greenboro towards about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. And you arrive. It's a quaint little town. A little bit smaller than Anfang, but similar ideas. There's like a singular inn there. A couple of houses here and there, surrounded mostly by farmland in the area. And Odana and Odavius kind of direct you guys over to where they live with Odavius and Odana's parents, as well as Ellie, Odana's daughter, that she talks about a lot and tells you all about her. She's very adventurous, very kind. She is, and I will say both Odana and Ellie and her parents are all human still. They did not go through a change during the apocalypse. And so you end up getting to the area, and Odana just says, I probably should have warned them that guests were coming ahead of time. Oh well. Just let me go in for a second, and I'll kind of prep them that we have a bunch of people coming in. So, they're not the greatest with strangers.
Odavius, how old is Ellie?
She
Is she still toddler, infant?
I believe she is
child?
about 8.
8 or
What I
9,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah, 8, 9. She's, we'll say, solid age, she's 8 years old.
Okay.
As I help my sister off, I kind of look at the house and I'm very hesitant to get off the horse.
She kind of looks up, notices it, and just kind of says, why don't we go in together?
Right behind you.
Has she noticed that I'm not breathing?
Hasn't paid attention that much. There's been a lot going on.
Okay.
Still
I would
spelled that roll,
probably
huh?
try to like make it at least somewhat like visible that I'm breathing.
Okay, yeah, like consciously, like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
She kind of holds her hands out for you to take.
I'll hop off and grab her hand.
All right, here we go.
Put my hand, kind of rest my hand for a second on his shoulder.
And Odavius and Odana walk up to the door and kind of knock for a bit and then just go in. And you hear Odana leaving the door open. Hey, Ma, Pa, we got some guests. And you hear a little kid saying, Mom! And you see a little human girl run up and like grab and hug Odana, and then she's looks over, Uncle! And like big hug, as even bigger than what she gave Odana. And Odana kind of looks back at you guys. Well, you may as well come in. They're a little busy, but they'll be out here in a second. I'm sure they'll love to meet you all.
Should Should Athena and I, as the most monstrous of the group, stay outside for...
Nonsense.
Oh,
You're not horses. Come on.
all right.
Athena's great with kids. What are you talking about?
And you must be Ellie. And I'll go over and kneel down.
You're big.
You're going to grow up big and strong just like me. I know it. And I even brought you something. And I'll wind up the butterfly.
Are these your friends, Uncle? Uncle Oda?
Yeah, they are.
Are they all giving me gifts?
Only your favorite friend is going to give you gifts. And I'll hold out her hand and let it land in her hand.
No.
Vivi's gonna hop down and crawl on her shoulders.
I got
Boo! Stop trying to win her favor.
Oh, well, no. Brenin will put away the wooden lioness toy that he was about to give her.
Aw. She's like completely enamored and like looks up. Ooh, you're shiny up at you, Brenin. And then looks over at Primrose. You look fancy.
Do a little curtsy.
And she kind of does like a little one back.
Aww.
Come in. And she kind of like grabs Oda's hand and like pulls him along and starts like showing him all the things that she has collected, all the different toys, like little like setups and doll houses and different things, and begins showing you all this. And you see two people walk out. A man and a woman, older, probably in their 60s, 70s, getting about there. And they both just kind of stop and freeze for a second, seeing 4 people in their house that they weren't expecting. And then looking at Odana. When you said we had guests, I thought it was maybe the neighbors or something. The woman speaks up.
I'll slowly
Hi.
turn and look at them.
And you see them both turn to you, Odavius. And anything she was about to say to the guests, she immediately just stops and stares for a second. Both of them do. Odavius. It's good to see you.
Hi, Mom.
Are you okay?
I'm getting there.
Well, we just washed up for dinner, but, why don't I get some dessert for all of you? Please, sit down.
I'll plop Ellie on my lap.
Oh, yeah.
As we
She's,
sit
like,
down.
more than happy, giggling, enjoying. She starts telling you all about different stories, different things that happened to her at school, all sorts of different things that have gone on.
As Ellie's talking, you can see Odavius like open up a little bit more, and he definitely feels happier seeing Ellie and Odana together.
Now, you see the woman, and she introduces herself as Paula, and the husband introduces himself as Ladavius. And she brings out a pie, freshly baked, warm. It is a berry pie, sort of boysenberry, cherries, mixed berries, strawberries, all sorts of things. Sets it down, slices it up, hands it out to all 4 of you.
I will introduce everybody,
Well,
starting with Brenin, then Prim, then Athena.
well, it is lovely to meet all of you. We got the letter, Odavius, and we're just glad that you're okay. Ladavius kind of speaks up and says, I know we weren't the greatest after everything, but you're still our son. And hearing that you were almost gone made us rethink a lot over this past week. And with some less than kind words, but still kind words from your sister, we had a lot to think about. We know that just apologizing and saying sorry and moving on isn't going to work, but you're always welcome here. No matter the circumstances, you don't have to die in order to come back. And we would prefer you not to do that if you can help it. We've been working a lot with people around the area who are changed, just like all of you. And old habits kind of gone by the wayside recently, and we didn't really know what to say to you in order to make it better. So, hopefully, this pie, and he kind of holds up the pie, is a start at something.
I'll look down at Ellie, look over at Odana,
Kind of softly smiles to you.
and feels good to be home again.
It's good to have you home, son. Your mom speaks up. Now, what stories do you have? I'm sure you've been all over the place in the Bulwark. Of course, remember, small one. Maybe save the other ones for later when we get the wine out, but I'd love to hear about what you've been doing to help people.
I'll jump up with Ellie, and I will recount just a random, like, very PG battle, and like make a big deal of it, with her trying to like basically put on a little performance for her
Oh, yeah.
about being brave and all that,
Oh, yeah.
just to entertain her.
Oh, yeah. And you all see, like, Odavius is usually very, like, energetic and brash and open, but he, especially recently, he's been very sunken in, and you see him just immediately turn on, and you see what you knew as Odavius before really springing back into life in the story, as he tells a story about him and Brenin going after some weird magic dude who was causing problems in the neighborhood, and they had to look around and search for him, and he ended up hiding in a garbage bag in order to sneak away, but they were able to grab him and pull him out and take him away and made sure that he wasn't going to cause any more problems for people. And Ellie, like, cheers at the end of the story and claps and loves it completely. And everyone's very enjoying themselves back and forth across the ways. As time passes and you continue to talk, Odana ends up putting Ellie to bed. And wine comes out. Simple old wine made from a local farm around the area. Comes out, pours, and talk about almost anything. Ladavius and Paula tell you about how their farm is doing decently well. Were able to hire some extra hands this season for harvesting and get that worked out. So far, they have enough in stock for winter, and everything's been kind of going really well for them lately.
Mm-hmm.
Be right back.
I'll recount a few stories of like traveling up north and traveling over the mountains, leaving out obviously all of the dark dream moments and all of the like. I'll leave out Athena's battle with a former person of her past, and I'll just say, "Oh yeah, we traveled over the mountains on a trip for the Bulwark, and got to see a whole new land over there." And blah blah blah, and just leave out all of the gory details, and I will not recount how I died.
Yep. Well, it seems like you've had a lot going on. O'Donnell speaks up. I'm glad you've had a couple friends to help you out and get you through all of it. Can't imagine you going out on these ventures on your own and succeeding after all that's been said and done. So,
I'll kind of catch Brennan's eye and say, "Yeah, I'd rather not do things alone. That seems to be when things, happen."
yeah, I can tell. Well, anyways, well, we should. It's at this point, it's getting to be like midnight, 1 o'clock. We should all probably start getting to bed. And Ellie has school in the morning tomorrow, and I gotta get her up for that. And I probably had a little bit more wine than I should have. So, Ma, do they have? We still have those like extra beddings in the guest rooms and stuff. Are you guys? I mean, you guys have been traveling for a while. Are you guys okay sharing a room? Otherwise, inn's got plenty of room. I just hate to make you pay for anything.
We can deal with whatever.
We can stay here tonight.
Of course. Well, if you do go to the inn, just mention my name. I work there, and I'm sure they'd give you a little bit of help. Or if you show up while I'm there, I'd be happy to give you a few drinks on the side. So,
Thank you.
good night. She kind of goes off, and Ladavius and Paula stay up a little bit longer and kind of. They ask a lot of questions, Odavius. They ask not specifically about your adventures, but about you, the things you've kind of been noticing with your growth in strength and power. Asking about parent questions like, are you getting paid enough? Are you eating well? Are you doing all of these things to take care of yourself? And a lot of these questions you haven't heard in upwards of 10 years, almost.
No. I'll answer most of them somewhat truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly just say that, I'm getting by. It's not like I'm poor by any means, and I got these guys to help me do things. So,
well, again, we've already said everything that could be said, I think, but we're glad you're home, and we hope you come home more often.
yeah.
All right. Well, good night, everyone. We'll get your stuff prepared, and we got a couple straw mattresses. I hope that's okay. Set out a couple of different places if you'd like to have things ready to go. And feel free, stay as long as you like. We have plenty of food to give for friends and family. So they kind of get up, get things gathered for you guys for bedding and things, and set you guys down for the night. Anything you'd like to do?
Is my room the way I left it?
Yeah, you like go up to your room and it remains untouched. Like there's even like a little bit of cobwebs floating around. It seems like they haven't opened the door since you left.
Mm-hmm. I'll spend like 20, 30 minutes just kind of slowly walking around my room and trying to remember anything from back in the day.
Yeah. A few things come back. Nothing very strong, but that sort of warm feeling of, playing around in your childhood, some random snippets of playing a game with Odana and remembering some of the different toys that you pass by and playing with those. But yeah, it starts slowly kind of just flooding back. Not necessarily like specific memories, but definitely the feelings you used to have while you were in this spot.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling?
Yeah.
It's weird being back here.
Yeah, I understand.
But I mean, it feels like a step in the right direction. But you know, we'll see how it progresses.
At least they present it as welcoming.
Yeah, they did.
But just so you know, or never mind. I shouldn't put words in your mouth or feelings of any sort. If you want to talk about anything, let me know. Talk through anything.
Yeah. Let's get some.
All right.
I did want to talk with Prim as we settle down
Okay. Away from others, or just kind of in the group?
away from others.
Okay. Go for it.
You catch Prim as she's like gonna go step outside for a breath of fresh air.
I'll join you.
Okay.
I just wanted to see how you're feeling.
A lot's happened recently, and I didn't realize how closely Oda's story matches and mirrors my own, almost in an inverse kind of way. You met Lotus.
Yes.
Great character. What a
if you say so.
when the apocalypse hit us, my parents and I were changed, and Lotus was the only one that was left unchanged. At least so we thought. Found out later what a special character he is.
Right.
And that really put a strain on an already strained household. To the point that's how Lotus and I ended up on the streets and how he ended up in prison. So it's just weird. It has me thinking about a lot. Not to mention the past week has been a lot to digest anyway.
Right. I was kind of hinting at what happened with your contact, that everything that happened just 24 hours ago.
Auran tells me I'm too trusting, and I think he's correct, but it's not much I can do.
I find it very interesting that I'm on the outside of this conversation when Auran and I had fought previously about conflict of interests. So
Yeah. I mean, you and we banded together in similar on the mountains, and it felt parallel to that. Just
right.
snap judgment, trusting a person that's in front of you as opposed to an entity that's far away.
In my case, I did go out and try to find the people who attacked us in the mountains. And they did, well, they were not where I thought they were going to be, mainly because who I thought would be available to provide jobs was not. But they did find honest work and are working out in the fields currently. So it's okay to put faith in something that you have. Trust your instincts, Prim.
I like to think they're part of how I've gotten as far as I have. Can't be
Without-
entirely sure on that, but
With how you've lived, your gut is probably the strongest thing to go with.
it's nice to hear that those people are safe and finding honest work. I'm hoping I left our friend Fizz in as safe of a spot as he can be, and while a bit of a meathead, I do want to double check on Chartok when we get back to the city, just to make sure he's okay as well.
Of course. Just let me know if you need to talk about anything.
Thanks. And then I'll
Chartok
pull...
is well taken care of, my friends.
Who
As
was
you hear a
that?
voice call out from the darkness. And a few steps. Elvish man, steps in high leather boots, fine leather armor, rapier at his side, golden hair flowing down to his back. What a touching conversation we have here. Well, I know one face here. I know slightly two faces here. So, I'd love to know who fucked me over.
Are we all there?
Nope, this
No.
is them two outside.
Vivi's probably still inside, and I'm going to send a message to Vivi to start waking people up if they're not.
You guys feel like, as you're getting settled, Vivi's kind of like, meow, 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 meow. And you do hear a little bit of a conversation happening outside. Now,
Who might you be?
well, I suppose names at this point, we can be out in the open. I am Lucius, and it's pleased to meet your acquaintance.
And then DM, can you describe him one more time?
Elvish man, long, blonde, flowing hair, kind of a sort of mustache and goatee, very like Three Musketeers styled. Rapier at his side, very fine leather, all decorating him, as well as very like fine jewels along his hand and necklaces, all through the ways.
Pleasure to finally meet you face to face. It took a lot of work to get here.
Well, when my entire operations are upended by Bulwark interference because some fuckhead decides to announce our entire presence to everyone, I tend to notice.
Couple chuckle fucks like us got you out in hiding, huh? It's a little embarrassing, my friend.
Not as embarrassing as what I will put upon all of you.
It's really quite hard to get me more embarrassed than I've already been, my friend. So I'd love to see you try.
At this point, Odavius and Auran, if you'd like to come outside, you may.
Are they like just outside?
Yeah, so they're like right outside the door, I imagine, like talking on the porch, right?
I would say we'll be standing on the other side of the door listening.
Okay.
Unless Auran wants to go outside.
Oh wait.
So,
For now, yeah.
you can go ahead and fuck around and ruin my plans. And you can look for me all you want. Fizz has told everyone as much. And believe me, he's far and away the least of my worries. But he is taken care of. You fucks seem to be getting in my way in spite of everything that I have set up and put together.
I'm gonna, if he'll allow me, start like walking towards him.
You like take a step towards him, and he puts his hand out and no approach.
I'll lean towards him.
If you'd like to come closer, then you'll have to explain to your friend why his sister and niece are gone from their bedroom. You might be able to fuck up my operations, but you all seem to forget that I have eyes, ears, and hands everywhere.
As soon as I hear that, I'm gonna run to O'Donnell's room.
Okay, you run and barge open the door. O'Donnell's room is empty, and the window is open.
Fuck.
Auran, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go into phantom mode before. I don't want to be revealed. I want to like kind of run into another room, so I'm not directly in the living room. Let's say.
Okay.
And I'll go into phantom mode, and I want to go up and see if I can see where they went, if they're riding away or.
You kind of go like above the rooftop, kind of face through all that.
Yep.
You see off in the corner there are 3 people who have Odana and Ellie in the shadows inside sort of the like alleyway in between the house and another house.
Are they just like holding them like this, or are they like trying to get them out?
They're simply holding on to them for right now. They have them like tied, roped, and are simply waiting, and you see them, they're looking towards Lucius's direction, who you see now in full view, and he looks exactly like you remember him all those years ago.
I'll float high enough out of sight and around to the 3.
Okay. Anything you want to do there, or are you just going to wait?
What are they? So, I want to reassess here. What's going on?
So there are 3 people who are currently...
Do they look capable?
Oh, yeah. They look dressed up as assassins.
Okay. How close are they together?
They are all within 5 feet of each other, but they are currently holding on to Ellie and Odana together.
What do you want?
Let's see. I want you to A, stop fucking things up for me, and B, I want the Bulwark to stop sniffing around.
Sniffing around where? The underground?
Yes. The amount of shit that the Bulwark gets in the way of causes more harm than good to this city and to this country.
The funny thing here is, as far as I recall, I wasn't fucking up Lucius's plans. I was fucking up Malachi's plans on my mission.
Good for
I
you.
wonder why that would be.
I want to be, just clarification, I want to be able to see Lucius and team, as well as more like above where the other 3 are at.
Yeah, you're kind of like at a large enough angle that you can do both. So, I know you are all capable individuals. Taking you head on would obviously be stupid. I also know you carry major influence in the Bulwark. We are expanding our empire. My empire. And we will control things from the shadows whether you like it or not. Half of your Bulwark are already on my payroll. If you think for a
Insight
second...
check.
Go ahead, roll insight. If you think for a second that we're not already halfway to taking over the entire thing, then you're wrong.
11.
He is a confident man. Above all else, this man exudes narcissism and confidence. Every word he says, he is damn well sure of what he's saying. However...
at this point, I will open the door, and I will start yelling at him. What are they?
The prodigal son, returning. Don't worry. They're safe for now. However, if I need to, I will hold on to them. You do what I say, and I'm happy to let them go. And you see him, like, whistle, and you see the 3 assassins come out with both of them.
If you so much as touch a hair on their head, I will see that your entire empire burns.
I'd like to see you try. Now, you'll return to the Bulwark. You will tell them that the underground is to be left alone. And you will tell them that we have no quarrel anymore. And we will return whatever it is we have taken from you. We are here, and we will take care of things from now on. The Bulwark can maintain their high status and hold on to the old ways as much as they want, and continue to get nothing done around here. And we will do the actual work.
Odavius is shaking with anger.
And what work do you think you're accomplishing?
More than the
Peddling
Bulwarkers.
drugs out to different areas, making people's lives worse than what they could be. You're not helping. You're not improving anybody's lives.
We have influence and making charge of the decisions around here. So what? Some helpless addicts get their kick. Some die, some don't. What I'm talking about is real power. The ability to influence everything that's going on in this country. We wouldn't be able to do our things if we didn't already have the Bulwark in our pocket. Think about it for a few seconds. You already know this to be true. We've been operating and expanding ever since I've been in charge. And business is booming. And if anyone stands in my way, well, and he kind of looks towards Ellie and Odana, I don't think I need to explain more. There's one more of your group that is missing here. Perhaps she just doesn't care about what her companions are going through. In which case I suggest you get better friends. So where is she? Malachi's
We'll comply.
lapdog.
If you let them go, we'll comply with your demands. I will.
Kind of takes stock. Are you telling the truth here?
Do you think a Bulwark member would lie in the face of innocence being lost? No, I'm not lying. Brenin is not.
Good. Very good. Now, this is much easier than having to disrupt all of my operations in the city, isn't it? And he looks towards Primrose.
Feels like you came here more to gloat than to make any sort of deal.
I'm to let
Very
them
in
go.
character.
I know when a deal's already able to be made. That's why I got to the top. I make sure I have every single piece in place before I make my move.
It must be important enough that you came out and showed your face to us. I am honored.
Consider it a last honor that you'll receive from me. If
No one amongst thieves, huh?
that orc woman chooses to not show her face, then I will not be able to call off the many assassins that will be coming after her in due time.
I'll go back to my body.
Okay?
And then walk out. Ugh! What's going on?
Wonderful. Glad to see you. Now, this one.
You're just as ugly as before, Lucius. And I'll stare him dead in the eyes.
Kind of see him just... I don't know what that means, but... if I catch you in Verligheit, particularly in the sewers, lady, you will not make it out.
You've done a hell of a job so far. Hiring some runt kobold.
The assassination attempt.
That was a gnome.
Oh, runt gnome.
Well, warnings can be placed, and people are expendable.
Yes, yes. Make your threats.
I believe they've already been made. Now, if we are all adjourned, I will be happy to leave you in peace.
Is this the real you? Or some pussyfoot body double? Because you're too much of a coward to operate it on your own.
A magician never reveals his tricks. And you see him turn around and walk away. Back into the night, into the darkness.
I look to the assassins. You have 1 second
You see them
before the
wait.
deal's off.
You see them wait until they see he is like gone into the night, and then they step back.
What's on their face?
It is like a black mask, so like a little bandana or something.
Better be on your
I'll
toes.
immediately run to Ellie and Odana and
Before you even
Help
get
them
there,
back
the
inside.
assassins are gone. They disappear into the blackness of night, and you see Ellie and
I
Odana
don't care. I'm not looking for
Like-
them. I'm grabbing.
freaking out, obviously, and inconsolable. They just hold each other for a little bit.
I turn around, look at the group, just shake my head no and help them inside.
Auran, can you track them?
I'll fly up again in phantom form. Do I see anything? Any of them?
I'll say make a perception or investigation check.
I'll inspire you for this.
Inspiration.
That'd be 6.
Yeah.
Nice.
10.
10. These people are good at covering their tracks. You see the footprints of like Lucius walking away, and then they just disappear. Same thing with the assassins. The footprints kind of lead off into the night and then are gone after a little bit.
I'll come down, shake my head.
Are the parents still asleep?
You see that at this point, after kind of the shouting and things, they've woken up, and especially with Ellie and O'Donnell coming in, come out and look around. What the hell is going on? The father is outside. Mother's taking care of Ellie and O'Donnell.
It seems that we've brought some trouble for you guys, and I'm sorry. I'll kick some dirt.
Everyone's okay.
It
Can't
shouldn't have
imagine.
happened.
Can't imagine you did this on purpose. You four take some time. Figure out what you're gonna do. I'll take care of things inside, okay? Kind of just turns back around and goes in.
I'm gonna pull Auran and I'll pull everyone aside unless Oda wants to be with your sister and your niece.
I'm staring off in the distance where Lucius left, just staring daggers.
Auran, I don't remember any of our plans specifically trying to mess with Lucius. It was all to get information.
Yes, about Lucius. Remember, our original goal was to
Yeah,
usurp him.
but none of our operations, I think, directly disrupted him.
Well,
Like, we
you
didn't
brought the
interfere
Bulwark
with...
down into the sewers to try to pick up the shipment. I'm sure things happened when they went down there.
We need, as soon as we can, we'll be heading back at first light. Whether that be just myself, if Odavius needs to stay, or all, I understand that for protection for the time being. Fizz might be in danger if
That,
he's
I
not
think-
already taken.
I think the proof of any potential Lucius's influential nature in the Bulwark will be on whether Fizz is still alive or not.
Right.
I don't know the best next step. He needs to die, but any move we make against him will result in innocence. But if we do nothing, Innocence will also die.
I don't know how much we can trust the Bulwark after what I just heard.
Part of me wonders if your leadership is corrupted.
That's what I fear most. If a couple underlings are working for the underworld on the side for some extra cash, that's easy enough to handle. But if it goes to the top,
Who could we trust?
ourselves. Could you send a message to my brother?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure he's okay and let him know that we had an encounter with Lucius. He demands we stop interfering with the underground.
Just say the words and send.
Yeah.
You get a message back from Lotus, and it says, "You're in danger. Recommend leaving country."
Should never come back here. Should never have put my family in danger.
How are we to know that this was going to happen? Don't blame yourself.
It's the underground. What do you expect?
If you want to blame anyone, blame me. I'm the one that decided to play hero.
Without saying another word, I'll go in and check on Ellie and Adana.
She's gotten tea and a little bit of booze for Odana. Ellie's been able to get back to sleep after a little bit of consoling. The rest of you three, what are you doing?
It's our next course of action.
Depends on what we want to do. I guess I need to comply and return to Verligheit tomorrow. Only I would need to do that.
I'll come
After
with you.
that point, after that, we can decide if we're gonna go with what your brother recommends.
Feels like the eye of ire is on me, so get that away from Oda's family as quickly as possible.
We'll check in on Fizz. Maybe if you can know how to find Chartok, if that was his name.
I'll do my best.
But I'm not gonna feel safe until we can get Odavius's family out of here.
Where will they even be safe if Fizz is dead? There's nowhere to send anyone for safety anymore.
I think the safest thing is for us to remove ourselves from the picture.
We might need to cross the border again.
Get a little more information, maybe some more allies before we take this head on.
We don't even know what allies we have. Who can we even reach out to?
Malachi?
I mean, that's where I'm so confused.
Malachi fucking started all of this.
Malachi is the one that put us on to removing Lucius, and now we have Lucius's ire, and it...
I mean, we took the job.
Yes, because we were blinded by money.
Well,
Let's face it.
Is Malachi just too big for Lucius to take down, or what I think is more likely is that they're working together. But I don't know why Malachi would want... We know Malachi works with the underground.
Hold on, we cannot act like we are blinded by money. You don't like the underground. The Bulwark doesn't like the underground. It's why you removed yourself to give us better chances of discovering and taking out the underground. We did it for the good of the people. I was not concerned with the money. It was a cherry on top. I was concerned with gaining Malachi's favor, I will admit.
We all had our reasons. Unfortunately, we didn't think about what would happen afterwards. Especially if we failed to do the exact thing that Malachi asked for, was somehow take care of Lucius.
I'm almost scared to mention it to Malachi, but I almost feel like we have to visit him.
Do you think he's going to do anything for us?
I mean, it's our best shot, I guess. He's the strongest person we know who could even potentially be an ally. My fear is that he's not necessarily an ally. He might be working with Lucius. But then I still keep coming back around to why would he pit us against Lucius?
I don't think... If Malachi has an ally in the underground, it's not Lucius. It's got to be Darius or one of the other old board members. And I'm sure usurping Lucius will allow one of them to step forward and give Malachi footing in the underground. I would doubt it's Lucius.
It's another person we could reach out to. Potentially is Darius.
They're going to know when we talk to underground members.
Mm-hmm.
If we've learned anything from this, is they especially have eyes and ears on all of us at all times. And we can't find them when they are.
I will say, just as a point of order, in case people have forgotten, because it's been a while, Malachi specifically asked for help with the underground because merchants were being targeted by random thieves, and Lucius's control over things was getting out of order. And he did not care whether Lucius died or someone new came in or whatever. He just wanted to have order in the streets again and merchants not be harassed as they are.
So we got paid for Fizz. Fizz outing himself and then being locked up or handled.
I think our battle with the underground is on pause for now.
You could always go see what Soror's up to. He's a great ally, right?
No.
Yeah, we have more enemies than allies.
Or Ro. Ro's probably doing something cool.
It's probably the fucking nuts that Soror uses to wash himself off.
Yeah. What do we even want to do next? Where would we even go?
We have all these unanswered questions and people fucking us over, things fucking us over.
What if...
Those little things in the mountains were trying to unearth something. Perhaps we could check them.
I was wondering about that. I was also... Can we ever make contact with Elise again? This moon demon is out, and that seems like an unanswered question that needs to be answered, and she seemed to be helpful in that regard.
I thought we contacted her right after the attack.
You had. She didn't know anything about what happened. It was a complete mystery to her. And she was
But now
looking
that
into it further.
time has passed, and we have nowhere else to go. It's a problem to tackle.
Shouldn't have any issues with the underground if we contact her.
Those are my thoughts, exactly. We need allies at some point. Either that or we need to get much, much stronger. Think first things first in the morning. We return. Maybe investigate the Bulwark a little bit. Tell them what we need to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
I have a package I need to pick up on the way. Hopefully that's finished.
Right, we'll need it potentially another day in town.
We arrive at
really do.
nightfall. All right, let's get some rest. We're gonna have more time to think on this, but
I'll step away from the group.
Okay.
And I'll use my communication device, Malachi.
Oh, yeah.
No, Malachi, are you there?
Wait a little bit. Malachi is unable to come to the receiver right now. May I take a message? Dude.
This is urgent. Please go get him.
Wait a little bit longer. And you hear... Oh, yes.
I am sorry to bother you at this hour, my friend. It is I, Athena.
Yes, Athena. Of course.
I just wanted to keep you updated on something interesting that happened. Lucius, or perhaps one of his body doubles, showed up. We were out of town a ways visiting some friends and held some innocents hostage and warned us that if we continue to meddle in the underground that they will start killing innocents. We had to agree to try to save lives, but I wanted you aware that we've clearly made some effect on the underground, and Lucius is very angry.
Well, might be best for you to take a small break from your dealings in the underground. Could be that perhaps Lucius will be more careful himself with how he handles his orchestrations.
Yes, that is my hope.
Keep in touch.
But I wanted...
I will let you know if things have changed with the underground in the next couple weeks.
Yes. Sounds good. I will keep you posted as well. Sorry to wake you again. Thank you.
Of course. Stay safe, friend.
You as...
Guys all get into a settled night, somewhat, as you all, I'm assuming, take watch here and there, but I'll let you know right now everything goes smoothly for the time being. Chartok.
Oh shit. Hold on, let me switch. I got this. Chartok here.
You were told that Lucius had something for you. He's called for you to attend to him at one of the safe houses that you know about. That he would be there personally. No body double. Just him, you, and something he needed done. I'm assuming you approach the safe house.
Very wearily.
Yeah, of course. Carefully approach the safe house. You do the knock. Door opens. It's Lucius himself. No one else around. And he simply says, "Come with me to the basement. There's issue I need resolved."
After all this time, now you want to reach out? You cast me out and never told me why.
I do apologize for that. Certain advisors of mine made choices here and there for me that were not mine to give. Now.
So you didn't cast me out?
No.
Insight check.
Insight check, go for it.
Oh crap, I don't have that stuff. Hold on. What's insight?
Pulling back
Wisdom.
the sheet.
Oofta. 13.
13. Seems like he's telling the truth. He is open and honest. He doesn't even have armor on him at this point, or a weapon. And he is trying to speak with you calmly and plainly. Now, my advisors had doubts of your loyalty to me. And they sent you out. Those advisors have since been gotten rid of. But I want to just give you a test and make sure that you are ready for this as my second in command. Shall we go to the basement? Wonderful. Kind of leads you down. Down in the basement, you see a gnomish figure with a black hood over top, bound in the middle of the basement. You see Lucius reach down, pull off the hood, and it is Fizz. Now, kill him. Fizz, I'll say. You look up. You are not gagged. You went into witness protection. You ended up being beaten and battered. A hood put over your head after a few questions. And were taken down here and left. The hood comes off. And you see Chartok standing in front of you. With Lucius. And you hear this conversation.
It's okay. I knew this was going to happen.
Nothing personal, just good business. And swing the great axe.
All right. As you swing, you bring it down. And that is the end of Fizz. Lucius looks down at the puddle of blood pooling at his feet and looks up at you. Good. Now, the real work begins. And we will end there for tonight.
I cannot wait to fight myself in the future. Holy...
Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself!
Oh boy.
Well, we will see everyone else later. Remember, take care of yourself, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and we'll see you later. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Swing and a Crit and Miss. If you liked it, give us a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and we hope we'll see you next time. See ya!